Good morning, children. One of the most famous Indian mathematicians, Shakuntala Devi, once told that if a student considered maths as a very important tool to solve various problems of his life, rather to consider it just a subject, then he can solve various problems of the maths as well as of his life. So here I am to help you out for this. I have taken the topic square and square root for you. Let us see how we are going to deal with it. Just look at here, square and square root. The first word square has been mentioned here. Okay, you are well aware of this word square. That is a number. This is a product when a number is multiplied by itself. This is just a product when a number is multiplied by itself. That is, if we are going to multiply 1 with 1, so we will get 1 square. That is the value of 1 square. That is 1. 2 multiply 2, that is 2 square, it is 4. In the same way, we can write the square of any natural number. Let me write the squares of few natural number for you. That is 1 to 30. Okay. 3 square, that is 9. 4 square, this is 16. 5 square, that is 25. 6 square, that is 36. 7 square, that is 49. 8 square, that is 64. 9 square, this is 81. 10 square, that is 100. Okay, let me write the squares of 11 to 20 for you. Okay, 11 square, that is 121. 12 square, this is 144. This is 1. Okay, 13 square, that is 169. 14 square, that is 196. 15 square, that is 225. This is 225. Okay, then 16 square, that is 256. 17 square, that is 289. 18 square, that is 324. 19 square, that is 361. And 20 square, that is 400. Okay. Now next come to the next set. Okay, 21 square, that is 441. 22 square, that is 484. 23 square, that is 529. 24 square, that is 576. 25 square, that is 625. Okay. Next 26 square, that is 676. 27 square, that is 729. Then 28 square, that is 784. Then 29 square, that is 841. And 30 square, that is 900. Okay. Now look to the pattern here and the numbers which we have just got by squaring the natural numbers. Just let me explain you this one. Look at here, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64 and so on. These numbers which we have just got here by multiplying, by squaring the natural number are called perfect square numbers. The numbers which we get here, which we are getting here by multiplying the natural number, by multiplying the square, by multiplying the numbers with itself are the perfect square numbers. That is 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 256, 225, 196, 169, 144, 121. These are all perfect square numbers. Okay. If the question comes that write the perfect square numbers from 1 to 100, that means you don't have to write 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square, this one. Okay, you have to write this answer. Okay, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100. Okay, these are the perfect square numbers. So just look at here. If you observe these numbers, you will get various interesting facts related to this. Just let me give you few. Just look at here. The digit at the unit place. Here it is 1, here 4, here 6, here 9, 6, then 5, then 6, 9, 4, 1 and 0. Once again come to this side, unit place. Just check the unit place only. 1, then again 4, 9, 6, 5, 6, 9, 4, 1, 0. Come to this side also. You can check here 1, 4, 9, 6, 5, 8, 6, 9, 4, 1, 0. So what fact we are going to reveal from this, that if a number, what are the missing, first you check that what are the missing numbers here. That is 2 is not present in the perfect square at the unit place, then 3 and then 7 and 8. Okay, you can easily see that unit place there is no 3, no 7, no 8, no 2. Okay, that means if a number ends with 2, 3, 7 or 8, then that number will never be a perfect square. That is, that number will not be the square of any natural number. Let me give you just a minute. Okay, fine. Just look at here. So one property, just let me give you, this is the properties, okay? Properties of perfect square number. Perfect square numbers. Okay. So from here, the first property, you can easily see that if a number ends with 2, 3, 7 or 8, can never be a perfect square, because I have written the squares of natural number from 1 to 30, and we just by looking you can say that we are not going to get any number with the digit with the unit place 3, 7, 2 or 8. That means a number ending with 2, 3, 7 or 8 will never be a perfect square. Will never be a perfect square. Perfect square. Okay. Just let me clear this property once again. That if a number ends with 2, 3, 7. Suppose I am writing here 2, 5, 7, 5, 6, 8. And if I ask you that whether this is a perfect square number or not, just by examining, just looking at it, you can say that this number is not a perfect square, because the unit place carries here 8. Unit place पे यहाँ पे 8 है, so we cannot say that this number is a perfect square. Okay, but what about this numbers? If the unit place is 4, 9, 6, 5 and so on, this what I have just mentioned with the line with the red. If a number contains these digits, does this imply that that number will be a perfect square? Just look at the example here. If I am writing here, suppose this is 16, the unit place has 6 here. Suppose I am writing 26. Is this a perfect square number? Is 26 the square of any number? No, this is not the square of any number. If I am writing, just look at here, it is 49, 9 is there. If I am writing 29 or 39, okay, or 79, are these numbers the square of any number? No. Okay, that means these numbers are not perfect square numbers. So it simply implies that if a number ends with 2, 3, 7 or 8, then that number must not be, that number will never be a perfect square. But if a number ends with these digits, that is if I am writing there here 2, 1, 0, 5, 6, then this type of number may or may not be the perfect square. May or may not be the perfect square. You are not sure of it that this will be a perfect square. You have to check it by prime factorization method or any other method. I will just explain later on. Okay, you have to check it. But in case of this type of numbers, you can easily say that this number doesn't belong to perfect square. Okay. Now let us come to the next property. What we are going to conclude from here, just look at here. Odd numbers. Odd numbers, that is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 and so on. Just look at here. 1, that is 1 square, 1, 3 square. 1 square, that is 1, 3 square, 9, then 5 square, 25, 7 square, 49, 9 square, 81 and so on. Okay, just look the pattern. That means the square of odd number is again odd. 1 is odd, 1 square, that is 1 is odd. 3 is odd, 3 square, that is 9, 9 is once again odd. 5 square is odd, then 5 square, 25, it is also odd number. That means one property again we have got from here, that the square of odd number is odd. On the other side, Look to the even pattern. Okay, 2 square, that is 4. 4 square, 16. 6 square, 36. 2 is even number, that is the square of even number is again even. 4 square, that is 16. 4 is even, that is the square of that number is 16, which is also even. That means the square of odd number is odd and the square of even number is even. So this property we are going to get here. So next property we are going to get here, that the square of even number is even, and square of odd number, square of even number is even and square of odd number is odd. Okay, let us see how we are going to imply this property in the question. Suppose I am giving you few questions here. Okay, 2, 56, 9, 51, then 305, then 369, this type of numbers. And if I ask you that just by looking at it, just tell me that whether this will be the square of even number or odd number. Okay, these are not perfect squares, just I am giving you an example that just by looking at it, just look at here, this is 6, then it may be the square of an even number. Here it is odd, this number is odd, so we can say that this may be the square of an odd number. Okay, here this number is also odd, so we can say that this may be the square of an odd number. Okay, in the same way this is also odd, so we can say that this may be the square of odd number. Fine. So just look at here the next property what we are going to get from here. Okay, number 1, number 2. Number 3 property, just look the pattern once again. Just look at here the pattern. The perfect square numbers, that is 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36. If we are going to divide this number by 3 or 4, then the remainder will always be 0 or 1. What I have told, if a perfect square number is divided by 3 or 4, if you will divide this perfect square numbers by 3 or 4, then the remainder will be either 0 or 1. Okay, if the perfect square number is divided by 3 or 4, then the remainder will be 0 or 1. Let us take this. Let us take few examples and see what is happening here. Suppose I am taking one example. Suppose this is 64. Okay, let us divide it by 3. Just look at here. 3 2s are 6. Okay, 4, 3 1s are 3. That is 1. We are going to get a remainder 1. Okay, let us divide by 4. 4 64. That is 4 1s are 4. 24 and 4 6 are 24. Okay, so we are going to get here remainder 0. You can check in other number also. So just look at here, if I am going to divide any perfect square number by 3, we will get either 1 or 0. Just let us see 381. If you will divide this, then what we will get here? 3 2s are 6 and this is 21, that is 3 7s are 21. Okay, that is 0. So remainder is either 1 or 0. In the same way, if you are going to divide perfect square number by 4, we will get 0 or 1. This property doesn't imply that whenever we will divide a number with 3 or 4, we will get a remainder 1 or 0, then that number will be perfect square. It doesn't imply this. This property implies that a perfect square number when multiplied by 3 or 4, it will give the remainder 0 or 1. Okay? इस प्रॉपर्टी को अच्छा समझो, ये नहीं बोलता है कि किसी भी नंबर को अगर हम 3 और 4 से डिवाइड करेंगे देन वी विल गेट 1 और 0, दैट मीन्स दैट नंबर इज अ परफेक्ट स्क्वायर. This property doesn't implies that. This property simply implies that Whenever a perfect square number, that means the number should be a perfect square first. The number should be a perfect square. That number will be divided by, if divided by 3 and 4, then that number will give the remainder 0 or 1. Okay, it doesn't imply for all the numbers, only perfect square numbers. Fine. So let us come to the next property here. Just let me clear the board here. Wait. Okay, fine. Okay, property 1, 2, 3. Now look at here. Let us come to the property 4. What does it say? That just look the pattern here. Just I have written here. 10 square, this is your 100. Okay. 20 square, this is your 400. 30 square, this is your 900. In the same pattern, if we go for 100 square, okay, then what we will get here? This is 0, 0, 0, 0. That is 10,000. So what does these numbers reveal us? Okay, these numbers just reveal that a perfect square number always contain even number of zeros, 2 zeros, 2 zeros, 2 zeros, or 4 zeros. Okay. So if you will write odd number of zeros, that is 3 0, it will not be a perfect square. It cannot be the square of any natural number. So the property I am just writing here, that a perfect square number can never have odd number of zeros. Okay, एक perfect square number में कभी भी odd number of zeros नहीं हो सकते. That is 3 zeros or 5 zeros or 7 zeros. That number cannot be a perfect square. Okay. Now look at it. It's simply, if you will conclude from here that it doesn't simply implies that if a number contains even number of zero, that number will be perfect square. Students often get confused with these properties. Okay. Properties is here that a perfect square number can never have odd number of zeros. एक perfect square numbers का कभी भी odd number of zeros नहीं होगा. But what about even number of zeros? Just look at here. I have written the even number of zeros. 100, that is 10 square. 400, 20 square. 900, that is 30 square. 10,000, that is 100 square. So this property doesn't imply that this always happens. Just look at here. If I am writing here, if I am writing here 300 or 500 or 700, what about these numbers? It contains odd number of even number of zeros. It contains even number of zeros. Even number of zeros are present here. Still, then these numbers are not perfect square numbers. Okay. You cannot say 300 is the square of any natural number, 500 is not the square of any natural number, 700 is not the square of any natural number. That means this property doesn't imply that the even number of zeros will be a number which contains even number of zeros will always be a perfect square numbers. No, this property doesn't even. It simply implies that yes, perfect square can never have a odd number of zeros. उसमें odd number of zeros नहीं हो सकते हैं. But it doesn't mean that the even number of zeros are always perfect square. It may or may not be. Okay. Next, let us come to our next property. Okay, sum of first odd numbers. Okay. Let us write sum of first and odd numbers. Okay, just a minute. Let me write sum of first and odd numbers. I am talking about this. Sum of first and odd numbers. Odd numbers, that is 1, 3, 5, 7 and so on. Suppose we are going to add 1, 3, 5. Okay. So what we will get? So look at here, this is the formula, how it comes from here. This is n square. Simply the formula is n square. If we are going to add first n odd numbers, then the answer will be n square. Look at here how we are going to deal with this. Let me clear the board. So I have written property 5 that the sum of first odd numbers is equal to n square. Suppose you are not getting n square, what is n? This is, let it be there. Sum of first n odd number. Okay. Look at here. I am just giving you the example here. Suppose 1 plus 3. 1 plus 3 both are odd numbers. So just add it. What will be the answer? 3 and 1, 4. That means we can write this 2 square. That is 4. Okay. Then 1 plus 3 plus 5. Observe this pattern. Okay. Here 3 odd numbers are there. 3 odd numbers are there. So we can write this 3 square. That is 3 3 is 9. Just add it. 5 and 3 8 or 1 9. Right, right? Just look at here. 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7. If you are going to add this first 4 odd number, that means the formula is n square. That is 1 2 3 4. That is 4 square. That is 16. You can just add it. 7 and 5 12. 12 and 3 15. 15 and 1 16. That means it will save the time if you apply the formula here. This is n square. Just count the number of odd numbers and just square it, then you will get the answer. Okay. If I say just add, find the sum of first 6 odd numbers. 6 odd numbers. Okay. Just write first 6 odd numbers, but you should know what are the odd numbers. Okay. Don't make a mistake in writing that. So 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 plus 11. Okay, these are the 6 odd numbers, first 6 odd numbers. Just go on adding this. You will take time. It will take time. So just we will put the formula, that is n square. That is 1 2 3 4 5 6. That is 6 square. It will be 36. And you can add this one. Now look at here. If this question comes in 1 mark, then what's the use of writing this? Just look at here. 6 is given here, just do it here. 6 square is equal to 36. If I ask you, write the sum of first 10 odd numbers, write the sum of first 10 odd numbers. 10 odd numbers. No need to write 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 plus, no need to so this. Just write 10 square, then that will be 100. Okay, fine. So just look at here, the sum of first odd number is n square. What the question? The question comes like this. Sometimes the question comes like this. Express 16 as the sum of odd numbers. Express 36 as the sum of odd numbers. The question used to come like this. Then if the question comes like this, that express 16 as the sum of odd numbers, then you have to write 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 and so on. Just look at here how the question comes in the exam. Express 16 as sum of odd numbers. Odd numbers. Okay, this type of question comes in the exam. Express 16 as sum of odd numbers. That means 16. Just click in your mind that this is the square of 4. This is the square of 4. That means we will write here 4 odd numbers, consecutive odd numbers from starting. Okay, then this is 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7. Look at here, the sum will become 16. Okay, fine. Now next, let us come to the sum of first even numbers. For sum of first even numbers. Okay, just write the formula here. This is n plus 1. You will write this formula. Okay, just learn by heart. You can apply this one also. Just let me give you a few examples. If I say you to add first 3 even numbers, that is 2 plus 4 plus 6, then what you will get here? that is 10 and this is 12. Now let us apply the formula here. Here n, that is number of terms here, 1, 2, 3. So here n is 3. Just apply this formula, that is n, put here 3, then 3 plus 1, that is 3 multiply 4, then you will definitely get 12. Fine. So just learn these formulas and try to solve many problems you can. Okay. In the next video, we will deal with different methods of finding square root. Till then, घर में रहिए, सुरक्षित रहिए, safe रहिए. Thank you.